Right. Let's hope and pray it works this time. I think we're gonna need a miracle, I think. Oh. Oh no, what happened? I didn't even know what service I was gonna do. Oh my god. Hang on, let me go back to the main menu. Looks like the game got a bit excited. Hang on. Yep, that's the one I already did. I'm going straight back to the main menu. And for that, I'm going to have a look at the chat. Jackson, how are you? Good to see you. The museum in Long Island is all of the Long Island Railway equipment. I did have a little... I went on their website, which is horribly outdated. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting museum. I like the little simulators it's got, those little pods. Like the M7, the 30AC, and the... What was the other one? I think it was like a New York subway one. It was like a greyish one. I forget what it is. Yeah. Now, come on game, don't play up this time. Thank you. That's the one I wanted. The 11:30 AM service where we build a Northeast Regional. That'll apparently take 120 minutes. Hopefully it won't take 120 minutes, but let's get cracking. Long Island Railroad M3? Oh no. Warren, how do you say your name? Warren? Or Warren, I don't know. Warren Crosby. I'm back for another great stream. It would be a great stream if a stream actually holds itself together. It's not the internet, it's the PSN servers around where I live. All of a sudden they've just started getting really shitty. Excuse me language, but it's getting a bit frustrating now, to the point where I ask the question, what's the point of me trying to stream when it keeps cutting out? There we go. And it's not like I can't ring the house. So that's the way it goes, isn't it? Right, I'll just double check. Engine room lights, step lights, radio, independent brake, and the automatic brake. Did I put the reverser in? I did. Right. Oh, come on. There we go. And that one. Yeah, that one? Yeah. Okay, we're off and rolling. Okay, so we just got to stop at, I don't know, just outside our little, well, bed, I suppose. Where the shunters go to rest, I suppose. Have a little siding. We've got to go there first. Why don't you stream on Twitch? I'm not a fan of Twitch. I don't know. It's just something that doesn't. I mean, I've never used Twitch and I've never tried Twitch, but watching Twitch streams and all that, I don't know. It just doesn't make me feel right. I don't know. I could probably look into it, but yeah, I don't know why it just doesn't sit with me, really. There we go. Okay. Where are we going? To the exit of the yard. Okay. Off we go. Oh. Now the speed limit here is, well, 5 miles per hour, which is hideously slow. So I'm just going to keep it in the yellow of the speedometer. So less than 9, just about less than 9 miles per hour. That'll be fine. We'll be scuttling around the yard reasonably quickish, which also means that yeah, I might get it done a bit quicker than the indicated time of 120 minutes. So yeah. There he is. The old warhorse, the Amtrak SW1000R. But I like this DLC. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of has its good moments and its bad moments, I suppose. I mean, I was having a look on the Steam website of the Train Sim World DLCs, and they obviously have a ranking system each day, seeing what is the top sellers and what is right at the bottom. And today, I think the Amtrak Shunter, excuse me, is right at the bottom, which I can understand really, because from the outset, the route itself, NEC North East Corridor, is still a bit of a what else? ATC doesn't work very well on the ACS 64 or the cab car that the Shunter came with. That came with the Shunter. What was it, back in June, July last year? And I can understand that not many people thought that, you know, there was much offering in terms of hopes of fixing things and all this stuff. The cab car, I think, is pretty bad. I mean, it looks fantastic and it's got good controls and stuff like that. It's well made, and the sound is well, it's an electric cab car, so it's going to sound reasonably quiet. Yeah, on the gameplay front side of it, with the cab car, 13 services, but all starting at the same station and all ending at the same station, going in the same direction. It's just basically doing one service 13 times over, which is a bit sad really, because you think the cab car could do full, well, at least cover a full stretch of the route, like for example going from New York Penn to the airport, Liberty International, but it doesn't. The AI toodles off to the airport, which is quite weird really. I would have liked to done services going to the airport, because then you would have that mix then of going from New York Penn to Newark Liberty, Newark Penn, as well as going to the airport. But there we go. But the shunter, I think the shunter itself, I like it. I really do. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of shunter, so obviously, people are going to say, "Oh, well, of course you're going to like it. You're going to praise it." But I think, you know, realistic from like the looks point of view, it looks pretty cool. The cab is pretty nice. Most of the buttons you can, you know, press buttons and all that stuff. Most of them will work. It hasn't got an alerter system because, well, it doesn't need one, does it? It's scuttling around Sunnyside Yard. The scenarios, I mean, there's only 2 scenarios for the shunter, but they're both pretty good, actually. Funny enough, the one where you have to go and rescue the ACS-64 that's failed at New York Penn, in reality, that is apparently, well, that never happens because apparently diesels are not even allowed to go into New York Penn station. Even if it's for a rescue operation, it has to be an EMU or an EMU shunter or something. I don't know, an electric shunter. Can you have an electric shunter these days? I honestly have no idea. Which apparently that's not in the rule book, but Amtrak does occasionally, well, very rarely, lets a diesel shunter go in to New York Penn, be it for rescue purposes or what have you. But the final scenario is pretty cool. You know, the sun coming out, you know, you can see in the distance, and it's beautiful lighting conditions, I must say. It looks really, really good. And all you are doing is basically just putting trains together, just like you do in service mode. And actually, it's interesting, isn't it? You compare with this shunter to the German shunter, and this shunter has a lot better gameplay than the German shunter. I don't know, you wouldn't think of me saying that, but I think the shunter is better for gameplay because, I mean, it's got full services, you know, 3 less than the 204, but all 4 services are really long. You know, you've got the first one was 70 minutes, this one's apparently 120 minutes, and the other 2 are like 80, 90 minutes, so pretty much the length of a football match or a soccer match if you're from North America. So yeah, you can have a lot of fun with it, and you can get quite a I don't know, you can take up quite a lot of your time when playing it compared to the German shunter where you could probably get everything done in probably 5 hours. You know, so yeah, this is better on the gameplay point of view, and I quite like it. I like it. I mean, I get asked why do I like shunters. I mean, quite honestly, I'm happy to spend an afternoon in a goods yard or you know, any yard with a shunter and put trains together, take them apart, X, Y, and Z. You know, I find that much more interesting and more fun, really, because it keeps you on your toes. You've got you know, you've got to be aware of, you know, the distances to what you're coupling up to, when you got to brake, how much power you got to put on. You know, if you put on too much power when pulling, I don't know, 3 to 4 carriages, it might overtorque the engine and stall it. And of course you've got the signals, and Sunnyside Yard, of course you've got the ACS-64s and the cab cars coming in and out. So you've got to, you know, it's kind of like a puzzle, shunting in Sunnyside Yard. Oh, got a brake. And yeah, I like puzzles. It's interesting. Right. Now we're coupled up. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Coach class. Oh, we're going forward by an accident. Oops. It's because of the gradient. We're going backwards, my friend. Come on, let's go. I have to go to the rear camera now. There we go. Because the front camera will now be the coach. And of course, we don't need to. We're not looking at the coach now. We need to look at the Amtrak. I mean, a lot of people underestimate this add-on for NEC, but there's quite a bit to do when you think about it. Right, enough of me rambling on. I'm gonna have a look at the chat, because I've been rambling on and on and on. You're probably sick and tired of me banging on about it. That's my passion for the shunter for you, in a nutshell. Right, let's have a look. Jackson, how about the DH16 shunter? Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the shunters that have the end cab design. Really, that's my pick of shunters. Does the UK use miles per hour? We do indeed, yes. Edward, hey, how are you? Jackson, I feel like the DBR 204 goes too fast at not one. Yeah, it's pretty lively, isn't it, when you put on the power? It depends which gear you're in, because it has a fast gear and it has a slow gear. But I feel when I use either of the gears, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever when you apply the power. It's a pretty nimble little thing. Jackson saying they can't go in because of the carbon emissions. Oh yeah, that, I imagine it had something to do with environmental issues. I mean, I was looking up on YouTube, looking on the Google, and just looking at pictures of the Amtrak SW1000R. Most of them all horribly dirty, I must say. They don't clean them very well. I think it's 98% rust and 1% diesel. But this one, of course, is shiny and clean, so Amtrak don't have to worry about this one. A-Trail, hey, do you believe Dovetail games should focus on extending routes that need extensions, or making new routes? And the transit says extensions. It's 50-50, isn't it, really? Because some people want to see new routes and some people want to see extension to new routes. You can't please them both, I suppose, but if I was them, I would actually focus on maybe extensions. I would, because then, if you think about it, say, I don't know, this time next year, when we've all got, I presume, either the new PS5 or the Xbox, what's it called, Series X or whatever, the quality and size of the routes that Dovetail will produce on the new consoles will be on a different level, I think, 100%. Surely they will take advantage of the new hardware. That's guaranteed. So I think it's best to do extensions to the current routes we've got now. Really. Of course, then you've got to ask yourselves which routes need extending, or you could say all the routes, but then again, there's only so many you can do. Right, we're less than 250 yards away from the entrance to Sunnyside Yard. The trans enthusiasts are going over speed. Do not panic. I am doing that deliberately so I can speed it up a bit more. As long as I keep the speed limit in all the numbers of the miles per hour in the yellow zone, then I'm cool. If it's in the red, obviously I'm going to reduce speed. But I think 5 miles per hour is a bit too slow, really. Let's be honest. I bet you in real life, Sunnyside Yard trains around now, I can imagine they probably get close to 10 miles an hour, maybe more, 15 maybe. Okay. Where are we going? Got two normal class or standard class coaches, I suppose you could call them. Where we going? Let's double check the points. Yeah, all good. We're coupling up to 2 more coaches. Let's have a look. Oh, I ain't got the brakes on. Got the brakes on. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Now they're being reduced. There we go. And also about the SW1000R, you don't see a lot of it really, do you? I mean, other than when it first came out, you don't see much of it. You know, don't see people like me streaming it or making content about it. It's just interesting now and again to go back and visit it, really. D Keen, or just call you Keen 1960. The Amtrak has a better view than the 204. I agree. It does have a better field of vision, not just out the front, but out the back too. I mean, yeah, I was looking at photographs of Sunnyside Yard, and I have to confess that the difference between the Train Sim World version and Sunnyside Yard in reality, the gap is quite big, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not the yard itself, I think it's the surrounding area. So different. I mean, you've got the Empire State Building, you can easily see it. Obviously in the game it's not, you can't even see it. I mean, probably could in Long Island Railroad's Sunnyside Yard. Which, by the way, if you check out Sunnyside Yard in Long Island Railroad and compare it to this, the atmosphere is completely different, and it looks slightly better visually as well. Which, yeah, I think Sunnyside Yard in this game feels a bit too clean, maybe. It doesn't feel like, you know, the good old grimy, let's get your hands dirty kind of yard. Obviously there's nowhere near the amount of trains in the yard as it would be in real life, but just the feeling and the atmosphere is it's not quite as good as real. Let's have a look at that. I'll just take a look at the chat. Let me just check. Oh, going a little bit over the top there. There we go. The brakes are very good. It would take you, what, 2-3 seconds to go from 10 miles an hour to 0 like that. Very good brakes. Let's take. Oh, there we go. I was going to look at the chat, wasn't I? Jackson Payne, the Xbox One X just has better graphics than the Xbox One S. That is true. I haven't actually got an Xbox One X. I've got a One S, and obviously, I'm sure the difference in performance is night and day. According to Microsoft, the Xbox One X is the world's most powerful console. I think it's, what is it, 6, I don't know, what is it, teraflop GPU or something under the hood, very powerful. Not much of a geek in terms of the technology that's running these consoles and games and things, but sounds pretty powerful. A-Trail, I feel like the Great Western Express should be extended to Bristol Temple Meads. Yeah, Bristol Temple Meads, that's a pretty good candidate. It's not too far, and it's of course Bristol Temple Meads is a pretty busy station on its own. So yeah, I think an extension to Bristol Temple Meads would be pretty cool. And that transit enthusiast is going to do some Great Western Railway videos in a bit. Oh, lovely. Jackson Payne Amtrak Viewliners can be added as an update. There's a lot that can be added. I mean, I think that it's hard to explain. I think what would be best if I was running Dovetail, be quite cool, wouldn't it, just being in charge of Dovetail. Yeah, but if I was in charge of the, let's say, Train Sim World department, I think the first thing I'd like to tackle is the elephant in the room, which is North East Corridor. It needs, well, it needs a bit of, it's like I said in my other stream on the NEC, it needs to be brought up to date visually first with the other routes. You know, fix the bugs, fix the safety systems and the ATC problems and all this stuff. You know, just bring it up to date visually a bit more. If you compare it to Long Island Railroad, for example, yeah, the difference is night and day. Right, what are we uncoupling? This one? Another coach class? Yes, we are. And now we got to go all the way back. And my next port of call would be, after doing a bit of spring cleaning on North East Corridor, then to do an extension. And I think an extension to where was it again? To Washington DC. What's the station called? Is it Ivy City? Is that how you say it? Ivy City. I think if you do an extension from New Rochelle to Ivy City, or however you say it, Washington DC, I would love that. That would be cool, because then you could use the existing stock, you could get a bit more use out of that, you know, the ACS 64, the shunter, the cab car, maybe the 38-2. So I think that would be pretty cool. And then after that, and then I would then stitch the Long Island Railroad and North East Corridor together. I mean, that would just be awesome, wouldn't you think? Yeah, you're in the Amtrak ACS 64 and you see the M7 or the M3 chugging along, and you just think, come on now, this is getting close to real. Come on, it's too real. Come on, this Dovetail, we never do this level of realism. Now, let's have a look at the yard, because you never know, some trains might appear at the... Ah, yep, we do have one. That must be an ACS 64. So that's the first AI train we've got, and I think I just saw it calling me eye, we've got another one down here. Yeah, cab car service, okay. So this is where the AI trains stop coming into the yard. So this is going to get interesting. Who has priority first, me or them? Probably them. I won't let that happen. I want to be first. I must have priority, because then I think what will happen is the ACS 64 that's, you can just about see in the distance, I can on my television, I don't know about you on the stream, but I think what he will do is he will park his 7-car express in the yard, and then I think the ACS 64 then uncouple and then go and sit with the ACS 64 that's near the shed, I think. And then I presume he will wait until I get the North East Regional train all together, and then he will go and couple up to that and then bugger off. That's what he will do, I think. Okay. I think he's starting to move anyway. Is he starting to move? No, I don't think. He might be. No, he's not. He's at a standstill. He's at a standstill. I'll have a look at the chat. Yeah, EC64 looks like it's starting to move. Right. Washington DC Union Station is the name. Oh, okay. Shane Jones, hey, how are you? Forgot to say hello to you. I do apologise. Yep, there goes the EC64. He's going in. What's Shane Jones saying? If I ran a department, I would just force everyone to work around the clock to make DLCs in North America. I just want to see an ex-Conrail locomotive in Train Sim World. Well, if you have the whole team behind you, you could probably make an army of Conrail locomotives. Let alone just one. Danny, hey, how are you? Can't stick around, I've got work tomorrow, but wanted to pop in to say hi. Hope you're well, Danny. Take care of yourself when you go to work tomorrow. Safety first, as always. Shane Jones, I'm good, you? Yes, not too bad, thank you. Right, let's just get stopping point, let's apply the brakes. There we go. We've got a couple up to and up. Oh, we're taking a different path. Oh, we're going down here. Oh, we can't. Why can't we use that point? Oh, we might have to wait because of the ACS 60. Ah, yeah, okay. He'll be crossing over our path, so we'll just have to wait for a minute while he parks up. Thank you. I will try and have a good stream. I will catch up tomorrow. I will try have a good stream. I presume have a good night. I'll catch up when I finish tomorrow. Not a problem. Danny, take care of yourself. See you next time. A3, if I was in charge of Dovetail, focus on updating routes to how they are in real life, as close as possible, standards, and then extend routes that need extensions. Yeah, I mean, if you compare, it's weird, isn't it? They release a modern route, but it's probably like 2 to 3 years out of date. So it's kind of like an old route, really. Which is really weird. Jackson Payne, maybe the next DLC is the Avanti West Coast. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can make millions of suggestions, but it's pretty much like 1 in a million, isn't it? Only one will be picked for the next route, whenever the next route happens. I mean, it's almost like because of the current pandemic, Dovetail maybe can't make any routes at the moment. They can only make locomotives. So I presume the German route we had, that was released just after the UK went into lockdown. Obviously they must have made it months and months in advance. Right, can we go yet? No, he's still crossing over. You see, this is the thing about this 5 mph speed limit. Should be up to 10, maybe 10 at least, I think. But I'll tell you something I found very surprising to me was I was watching a video of the Amtrak SW1000. It was in Washington, and I think it was a shunter coupling up to I can't remember what locomotive it was, but I think it was a loco that finished its service or something and was going to be brought back into the yard. And the drivers and the driver of the Amtrak shunter, I mean, he looked like he came like he was a random guy on the street. You know, he wasn't wearing any, you know, Amtrak uniform or you know, high-vis jacket or anything like that. You know, he's literally like just wearing a hat and gloves and a pair of jeans and and a t-shirt. Amtrak very laid back with their staff regarding health and safety regulations, it seems. I think it was a woman that was coupling up to a woman was helping the shunter couple up to the locomotive, and she, you know, it was just completely normal clothing, you know. It was like denim jeans or something, having a cardigan or hoodie tied around her waist, and you know, and I'm just saying, like, what if a hoodie gets caught up in the couplers and the shunter's coming towards you? You know, it's that's going to get interesting. I think a person commented on it and said I think it broke about 5 regulations. So Amtrak very relaxed about their health and safety. I could probably go and drive this bucket of bolts. People wouldn't even notice. They'd probably think I've been a qualified driver for 10 years when I've probably just literally come off the platform and be like, oh, I'll drive it, it's easy. I don't know. But it's interesting about, can we still go? No, we can't yet. You've got to wait. But yeah, it's interesting, Amtrak. I don't know, I mean, people claim that Amtrak is the reason why railroading is not as popular mode of transportation as in the road, or going on the road in your cars. People compare Amtrak to Southern or Southwest trains in this country, but you know, having a poor record or something. And but I don't know. I mean, what do you think, people? Is Amtrak good? I mean, you know, like customer satisfaction, locomotives, you know, the overall experience. Is it pretty good, or is it kind of meh? Because Amtrak do own a hell of a lot of railroads in the United States, not just for passenger, but of course for freight traffic as well, I believe. So yeah, but is Amtrak good, or are they pretty crap? While you're deciding, I'll have a look at the chat. Atro, I watched and used what you said in your Great Western Railway video earlier to add more services. It worked, and I feel like it makes the line more busier. Excellent. I'm glad you used my little method. I'm glad you're enjoying the route much more now. Jackson Payne, does the East Coastway in real life go to London Paddington? If it does, maybe a route expansion to Paddington. Oh hello. Where's this come from? Ah, he's stealing my space. Oi, stop. Because I've got a yellow signal. I can go. No! He's going to steal my spot. Don't overtalk the engine. Ah, you can't catch me. Oh, he's slowing down, I think. Oh, thank goodness. Thought he was going to steal it then. I've got to go like mad. Cool, that was a surprise. I didn't expect that. Was this the one with the cab car? Oh, I'm stuck in the freaking thing. Hey, presume this is the one with the cab car. Oh, hang on, I'm stuck. Let me go on that one. Now I'm stuck in the ACS 64. Come on, get me back in that free camera. I would like to see. That's the cab car, isn't it? Yeah, so cab car's done for the day. I wasn't expecting that. Cool, blimey, I thought the cab car service was going to steal my right of way then. I was like, you ain't stealing that, I've been waiting like 5 minutes. Nuh-uh. Jackson Payne, what did he say, Jackson Payne? Does the East Coast Railway will have go to London Paddington? If it does, maybe a route expansion to Paddington. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know about going to London Paddington. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Mainly because I hardly use that route. I don't live in Brighton, so I'm not really sure of the East Coast Way. But I do believe there are services going to London Victoria. Yeah, there are services that go to London Victoria, but I'm not sure if they go to London Paddington as well. Again, I'll have to double check on that another time. The tickets in real life go up to $300. Good God, it's pretty bad. Good God, $300. I mean, it depends where you're going, isn't it? Because you can have some hella long trips, that's for sure. Like 12-hour train journeys and things like that, so Atro, as a person who lives and takes Amtrak sucks. The majority of the lines Amtrak are owned by freight companies. Most of the services outside the Northeast Coordinator or corridor are delayed. Oh, why doesn't that surprise me? It's weird, isn't it? The companies only take advantage of their most profitable markets, aka the big city of New York or Washington, or I don't know. Do they own any? Do they run trains in Los Angeles at all, or California? Amtrak? I imagine they do. Surely, want to take part of a. They want to get involved and get some money under their belt in the home of Hollywood. Jack's paying Bright Line is doing better than Amtrak, aka Virgin Trains. That's true. Very true. I think Virgin Trains, well, Virgin itself, they're getting a lot of criticism at the moment. I think they laid off about 3,000 staff members on their Virgin Atlantic what was it, Virgin Atlantic aviation fleet. And I can't quite put my finger on why Mr. Richard Branson won't help. You know what I mean? Why can't he? He's probably a billionaire or something. Why can't he keep the poor workers in their jobs? He's just a greedy sod, isn't he, Richard Branson? He only cares about himself. If he, you know, he would have otherwise stopped Virgin Atlantic from probably going bust and losing all those jobs. Here in the UK, but no, there we go. That's the way it is. Edward, where are the Virgin trains? You have to find them on a map. They're even harder to find now. Anyway, what's our little friend doing? So is he parked up somewhere? Where's he gone? Oh, he's all the way down there. Good God, where'd you have to go that far? Where's the cab car gone? Where's he disappeared to? Is he still at the top? Oh, he's coming through. He's gonna go and park up, is he? Fair enough. I do apologise if I can't keep up with the chat. Obviously there's a bit of a delay, of course. Jackson in Florida. Ah, I do go to Florida. Okay. Okay, we're coupled up. Uncouple one vehicle. Right at the very end again. What have we coupled up to? Whee! We've got a... it's the dining car. Okay. The buffet car. That's what we've hooked up to. Okay, so that's the buffet car added to our collection. Now we've got to go back to the entrance of Sunnyside Yard. Oh, struggling a bit. Let's put it on throttle 4. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Oh, going over the speed, but that's okay. We'll slowly go down the speedometer. Amtrak runs trains across the United States. They're like National Rail Service of the United States. The US government owns and funds Amtrak. Oh, maybe they should do some changes to Amtrak, maybe get their asses into gear, maybe. And I'm sure the customer satisfaction will improve. HL, they do run in California, but they don't own the lines themselves. Oh, they do run in California. Oh, I see, okay. Edward, I hope that everyone is safe. Indeed, hope everyone is all safe and well. There's the cab car train. He's going to go and park up somewhere. I mean, yeah, surely he's going to go, yeah, he will park up somewhere. He's finished, otherwise he wouldn't be in the yard, would he? Jackson Payne Amtrak in California is called CT Rail. Interesting. Wonder why they're not called Amtrak then. Wonder why. Maybe it's because of a stodgy image, maybe. Would have been something different, so people immediately don't recognise them as Amtrak. And organising a journey, maybe. Well, let's go on the CT Rail. That sounds interesting. Yeah, it's better than the Amtrak. Oh wait, it is an Amtrak. Yeah, but I was looking up the history of the Amtrak shunter, and they weren't actually SW1000Rs to begin with. They were Amtrak basically brought a bunch of SW9s and one SW1200 and kind of cannibalized them, basically made them into a 1000R. I wonder how many of the 1000Rs are still going. I wonder how many is still, well, alive. Not scrapped or retired, that's the nicer way to call it. Pro Luigi Gamer 2001. I'm here via the recommendations. Oh wow, my video must be doing pretty well for once then. It's in the recommendations. I tell you, the weird things you get in the recommendations these days is unbelievable. My man sounds British. Lol. I'm British, don't worry. Well, it depends. If you like British, then welcome aboard. If you don't like the British, then of course there's plenty of other live streams that are not British. You can have some from Scotland or Wales or Irish accent or Scottish accent or American accent or Chinese accent, Japanese accent, Australian accent. I can do accents, but they don't last very long. Okay, we're what, less than 170 yards away from the entrance to Sunnyside Yard. I'll have a look at the chat very briefly before we come to a standstill. Edward, why would the Congress do that? No idea. We're trying to enthusiast because Congress is run by idiots. Exactly. They are run by idiots. I could probably run the country and do a job, better job, 100%, easily. Mr. Trump does not know what he's doing. That's why he got a helping hand in the elections. Let's put it in the nicest possible way. He's probably going to get a helping hand in the November elections. But then again, that's just my personal point of view. You probably all rage about it now, saying, "How dare you? You're just a person from England. You don't know him as well as we do. You don't know the impact he's done." Let's have a look. Chat, I do apologise if I can't keep up. Obviously there was a bit of a delay, of course, from the other side of the Atlantic. Just checking the points. Always check the points. It's weird, sometimes the points are done for you and sometimes they're not. So we've got a couple up to another set of two passenger cars, yeah. They might be the business class ones because we've got a few of the standard class coaches and the dining car or buffet car. So I presume we will have business class coaches to couple up to next. Where's that cab car gone? Where's he trundle off to? No, he's parked up there, is he? Oh, okay. He's decided to stop there for today. Anyway, let me try and catch up with this chat. The transit enthusiasts, like the rest of America, I can really name people that should be fired. Pro Luigi, Lawsy, New Yorker, I'm offended. The transit enthusiast, I'm a New Yorker also. Well, there you go. I'll be banned from Manhattan now. Won't get a warm welcome when I next go visit Manhattan. Only a bit of fun. It's not the end of the world, is it? Well, not yet. I don't know. What's going on with this world, eh? Average go I from Ozen Park, Queens. Transit users, they might as well turn the Northeast Corridor into his own company. They might as well. I saw a thing online. Apparently they're going to try and, I don't know, I don't know, what would you call it, the New York governor or something, I don't know, they're trying to push plans to try and, I don't know, it's kind of like build housing on top of Sunnyside Yard, which is a very ambitious plan, but think of it like Sunnyside Yard but underground, and then they're just going to build affordable housing slap bang over the top of it. I mean, they can't dig up and demolish Sunnyside Yard, can they? It's too important of a yard for Amtrak and other services. I mean, it's not just Amtrak that uses it, is it? It's does the Metro North use it as well as the trying to think off the top of my head. Metro North, maybe the New York City subway, do they use them? Do they use this yard now and again, maybe? Long Island Railroad? I don't know, but from the photographs I saw, it's surely more than one operator that uses Sunnyside Yard to store their locos and services. Yeah, the transit line posts various transit shots. Anyone could. Transit MFAO, transit, I'm done with coma, not gonna lie. He's an okay guy in my eyes. Yeah, but UPS is going bankrupt because of a lack of funding. Oh well, we'll probably have the what do we have? The financial crash of 2008 all over again. How close are we to coupling up? Not too bad. Edward, why do I live in the freaking epicenter of the virus? I wish I could have an answer for you there, but I think it'd be a bit complicated if I try and explain it. Mainly because I do not have all the accurate information and facts and statistics and scientific evidence as to why New York is the epicenter. Probably because it's a big city and there's a lot of people. Put it bluntly. Right, what have we got to do? We've got to go back. Okay. No uncoupling on one coach this time. We've got to go straight back. Right, let's go. Come on. Where's that cab car? Oh, he's gone. What? What? But he's gone. He's off. There's another train here too. What? What's the point of that? What? How does that make sense? So you finish your service at New York Penn. You treat Sunnyside Yard like a roundabout. Go right through the damn yard. Stop for like 5 seconds, have a cup of tea, and then chug off to New York Penn again. Wow. I doubt that happens in real life. Does that actually happen in real life? Does the cab car service actually just use Sunnyside Yard as like a roundabout, basically? Turning around and going back to New York Penn? What? I didn't think that was a thing. I thought it would actually stop in the yard and rest. I didn't think it would go straight away. Struth. They're keen for another service, aren't they? Oh, look at the chat here. Pro Luigi game ever, I believe nobody liked. It was who he came in, everybody saw him lazy and late from my memory. Jackson Payne, Amtrak only uses it. Oh, I see. So Sunnyside Yard is exclusive to Amtrak. Okay. I'm surprised you don't rent the yard out to other companies. Might make a bit more cash, maybe. Then he won't be charging the passengers as much then. Antro NJ Transit, Amtrak only use Sunnyside Yard, nobody else. Oh dear. I wonder if TSW will give us the C3s and the DC30s or whatever they're called. I presume you mean the yellow and blue diesel on Long Island. That'd be nice to see him, wouldn't it? Be quite cool, wouldn't it, seeing some diesel traction on the Long Island Railroad. Right, we need to pick up the pace a bit because we're going a bit too slow. Every time I try and talk, I'm off the floor. I'll probably come to a freaking standstill. And then you will shout at me like, come on, get a freaking move on. Like, we've got things to do here. Prodigy Gamer, I'm not the biggest fan of the M3, but I'll probs get it. The M3 is 50-50, isn't it? Has its highs and lows, isn't it? The sounds are... Now that I've listened to actual M3 sound recordings in real life, yeah, they're pretty bad actually. They're not quite like real life, the sounds. I think the only realistic sound is the bell. But obviously from a visual perspective, the looks of it, interior, exterior, pretty much as you'd expect. Looks very realistic. It's good to drive, I must say. It's not quite as quick off the line as the M7, but my god, has it got better. It's got such good brakes. They're miles better brakes than the M7, believe me. It's got, I don't know if it's down to the way the train is built, because it's older and it's got less technology on board and it's lighter maybe. I don't know if it's down to that, but yeah, wow, it's night and day with the brakes, and that's really good, especially when you react a bit late to stopping at when you're coming up to a station. You apply the brakes a bit late. It's very, very good. The scenarios are a bit hit and miss, really. The first two are not very... they're alright, but they're not very long. The third one is long, but pretty straightforward, so it's kind of a mixture of a lack of length with the scenarios, but also sometimes a lack of imagination, a lack of excitement, you know what I mean? we go, off we go. UPS is our national post office. Alright. My mistake, I apologise. Well, let's hope your post office doesn't go bankrupt, because that won't be very good. I bet you Amtrak would be like, hey, now you can all take the train to deliver the post. They'll deliver post trains now. Because in England, there are, I think, Royal Mail trains, but you hardly see them. I don't know if they're out of service completely, but there used to be a bit of a presence of the Royal Mail trains on the railways. Do you have what's it called? United States Post Office trains. I mean, do they have them in the States? Surely they must have some sort of mail rail type service. Surely they would, unless it's all done in the air by plane, of course, or unless they tie them to pigeons or something and let the pigeons be the transport. Okay, we're coupling up to another 2 coaches, and I'm going a bit over speed again. And there we go, off the brakes. I was still astounded about Capcar. Like, when I thought he was coming in the yard, I thought he was just going to stop and brake. Oh, the Derpy Kitten's arrived. Hello. Oh, his name is Fan Railer. Ah. A trail of a Long Island Railroad, electric trains with the Kazaki C3 double-decker coaches would be nice to add on to the Long Island Railroad. I agree. Oh, how far are we from that? Oh, okay, we're quite a way off yet. I just panicked for a moment. I thought the possibility of a derailment was going to happen. Only unpopular opinion. Okay, which is the Oyster Bay branch to Oyster Bay? Jackson Brain, no we do not. Oh, wow, that's surprising. We would have some sort of mail rail service, particularly in a country that is pretty much twice the size of the United Kingdom. Well, you would. Maybe because there isn't enough room on the network, maybe. Too many freight trains. We're having to squeeze on Amtrak's lines, maybe. Nah, I'm joking. Okay. Privilege go historically not present, I believe. Well, now we've crashed into those coaches. Uncouple 1. Is that the one at the end? It is indeed the one. It's getting longer and longer, this train. How many coaches are there? Is it typically like 7 carriages, isn't it? Is it a business class? Yes. I had a feeling it would be. Come on. There we go. And there we go. Back up to the entrance, Sunnyside Yard. And I think we should be done then, I think. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we are pretty much done. Now we just gotta... Come on. Stick them somewhere else in the yard and I think we'll be done. Jackson Payne in the 40s, Union Pacific did mail trains. Oh, that'd be cool if they brought them back, wouldn't they? I think they should, if the United States Post Office goes bankrupt, I think you should do a petition to Union Pacific. Ask them if they can start up their own post office service. They might be a bit reliable. And probably have a bit more cash in their pockets too, to splash. Ocho, or if the diesel train was added to Long Island River, they could add the Port Jefferson branch because of the Huntington. The line to Port Jefferson uses diesels only. It could happen. You never know, do you? You never know. Debbie Kitten, what we need is more diesels for any country. I agree. But then again, we're living in the time where the environment has taken a how shall I say, the spotlight is pretty much on the environmental impact now of everything now these days. Cars, trains, you know, building things, you know, sports, you name it. The environmental impact has a greater importance now than I suppose it did 10-20 years ago maybe. So we're probably seeing more electric trains than diesel trains, because the oil is eventually going to run out, isn't it? Royal Mail trains ended in 2003. Wow, I am absolutely shit then at my train knowledge, not just in my country but in general. So I do apologise. I wish I was a bit of a geek on trains and stuff, but I'm really not, believe me, I'm not. Oh dear. Shane Jones, you're back, good to see you. The Derby Kitten is way bigger than the UK, yeah. I gathered that. It's not that difficult. A 5-year-old can tell what's the difference between the UK and the United States. So all mail trains be dead, and it looks like they are. They're a dinosaur that's now extinct. The mail trains. We never know, they could come back. DB Shanker did it. Oh, I see. Unfortunately, aviation is king and would likely be the option before mail trains. Well, you never know at the moment with all the aviation brands going bust. might happen sooner than expected. Mail trains, you never know. Not gonna lie, I'd love to see the Metro North F40PH. Yeah, a few people would like to see the Metro North Railroad. I've seen on the forums and then chats on the dev streams in the past. A few people quite like to see the Metro North. I had a look at the map, and the Metro North is covers quite a lot. Covers quite a bit of mileage. Right, almost there now, the location. The entrance of Sunnyside Yard. I wonder if we're going to have another ACS-64 taking up our space anytime soon. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh no, we stopped. Stop at location Sunnyside Yard. That's it, I think. Just got to park it there, haven't we, wherever it is. Where have we got to park it? Yeah, down this little stretch here. Yep, okay, looks like we'll be done. And I think I'll call it a day. I think it's, what is it, in the UK it's almost 11 o'clock. I mean, I could turn the lights on the Amtrak shunter, but they're so bright. It begs the question, what's the point? People are going to see it anyway, and they're probably going to hear it too. And even if you have the lights on the dim setting, it's still really bright. H-Ray, it's weird how you post something on the Dovetail forums but nobody from Dovetail Games responds. That's very true. Well, since they haven't got a community manager at the moment, they're not going to respond at all, are they? I'm still very puzzled about that. You know, surely when you'd let your community manager leave, Dimitri, who was a very good community manager, must be said, he did a very good job, but you'd think when he announced his resignation, you'd think they'd have a replacement lined up straight away, but clearly they don't. I think they put out a post the other day, basically advertising for the role of community manager. Very surprising, especially in these times where everyone's on these, you know, playing games more than ever at the moment. You'd think they have a community manager lined up straight away, but not at the moment. Jackson Payne, I have Google on my computer next to me. Well, I can always rely on you, Jackson, for accurate information. Right, gotta put on the brakes and off the brakes. There we go. I mean, when did we start this service? I think off the top of my head, in-game it was 11:30 AM. It's now what, 12:38, so what, an hour and 10 minutes on average, so quite a lot of time taken up. So again, like I said at the beginning, I think the shunter, despite people's lack of appreciation for it compared to the German shunter, this is better. It's got much more gameplay, a lot more things to do. Derby King apparently are going to let about 4,000 people go from work due to no demand for any engines. Ooh, sugar. 4,000 people. Oh my lord. Yeah, it's not easy times, is it? More people being laid off from work than ever. It's pretty sad, really, isn't it? Pretty of a sad time at the moment, but you know, we've just got to yeah, we'll get through it. We'll get through it in the end. It won't last forever. Well, I hope so. Hope it doesn't last forever. Oh my goodness, hope not. Hope not. Jackson Payne, imagine someone from Dovetail watched this video and made a DLC requested on this video. Yeah, as if that's gonna happen. Would be nice. I don't think I've got enough subscribers to get that amount of attention. Anyway, how far are we from the finish line? Oh, nearly there. Per Luigi, the Long Island Railroad needs an M7 with automated announcement and LEDs activating. Yeah, the announcements will be good to see. I've heard the announcements of the M7s, and yeah, if they added them to the game, it would make it a lot more immersive. Right, we need to apply the brakes because I think we're there. Oh yes, we're well over it. Oh, brake, 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 brake. Come on, buddy. There you go. And couple. There we go. We're practically done. So that's how you put a North East Regional together, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. Oh dear. Some people do like to be heard. If Dovetail is watching, please show some Long Island Railroad some love, please. Yes, they could add the M9s, the blue and yellow diesels, and the MP15 AC. And they could also show some love for Northeast Corridor, because it is a good route. It's been neglected horribly. Interestingly, this is the only route which doesn't have a journey mode. So I think when we hear Dovetail adding a journey mode to NEC, which is going to happen eventually, maybe they'll give NEC Corridor some more love. Hopefully. Checks maybe the SD40 add-on. Isn't there an add-on called the GP40? I mean, it's practically useless on console because it doesn't add anything. It just substitutes the services on the 38-2 on Northeast Corridor. I don't even think you can buy the GP40 anymore on the PlayStation Store. I know you could get it on Xbox, but I can't find it on PlayStation. I think they removed it, which is fair enough. I think all it did mainly for CSX Heavy Haul was added free services and added some additional free scenarios, sorry, and added some additional services to Heavy Haul. It didn't add much to the console perspective, so maybe that's why they got rid of it in the end. A bit of a failed experiment. Debbie Kid, I might go and share your channel on Twitter or send a link to Dovetail for you. Like they're going to read it. I'm not even going to go on the bleating link. They probably could not give a shit about what we all say, let's be honest. They'll probably say, oh, we can't pick your suggestion because we're using our resources to make this route, or this loco, or that, X, Y and Z. My response to that would be like, mate, you're making enough money, why don't you employ some more people and you can make more stuff at a much quicker rate. You know, ridiculously expensive these DLCs anyway. Pretty sure they could hire some more staff. Okay, nearly at the entrance of Sunnyside Yard for the last time. Chronology, aren't we getting multi-crew or something? I've no idea, are we? Personally, I don't think multiplayer should be in this game. I'm just thinking of the servers. The servers would be a disaster, you know. This game sometimes is already a broken mess. Could you imagine what the servers are going to be like? They'll be fighting EA Sports for the worst servers, online servers of the year award. I think they should just focus their resources on, well, basically getting the core game experience up to scratch first, because sometimes they don't even get that right. Optimization needs to be improved, graphics need to be improved, effects need to be improved, some locos and scenarios and services need to be improved, so they have a hell of a lot of things to work on with this game before we even attempt to think about bringing new modes and things like that, to be honest. Jackson Payne, you do have the GP40. Oh, what's it like? Is it good? I don't know if it's very useful. I mean, paying £11, well, in the UK it's what would be in the United States, $14, no, $20, $30 or something. That's quite expensive for a loco which you can hardly do anything with. Derby Kitten needs to have more subs than Tough Employee. I probably have more subs than one of them. I won't have more than Matt Bedleston. I think he's got close to 20,000, so Yeah, I'll probably have more subs than at least a few employees, that's for sure. Andrew, have you read the forum? Why I'm annoyed with Dove 2 games and their business practices? I couldn't agree more with what was said. I recommend reading it. I haven't read it, but I have seen it dotted about on the forums. I do know what you mean, but I'll have a good read of it for sure. Jackson Payne, how about the EMD F125? That sounds cool. But F125 sounds like the next generation of Formula 1. Tell Ferrari that they might win the championship this year. Now it's like random matchup for passenger features. Ah, I see. Okay, Pro Luigi, that makes sense. So one could be the driver and the other could be a conductor or a second man, I guess. I see. Yeah, I like the conductor point of view. Imagine being the conductor on NEC. Because I think on the Amtrak trains, the conductor's the one who is in control of the door panels, isn't he? A little door panel of closing all the doors and such, because obviously you can't do that on board the ACS 64. I think it's down to the conductor or the guard in charge of that. Where are we going? We're going down here, are we? We better double check where I'm going. I'm going okay. Right, we're going in the right direction. That's good. I don't want to screw this up at the end after all this. But the shunter's done pretty well today. I'm pleased with that. Honestly, I could do shunting forever, honestly. I could do these services 5-6 times more and I still won't get bored of it. I've got another 2 services yet. The Marillion one and the Carolinian one, or whatever it's freaking called. Maple Leaf and Carolinian, or whatever. Carolina, I don't know. Whatever. Just basically the same gameplay as GP38. Oh, I'm glad I didn't buy it then. Thank you for that, Jackson Payne. Change, just wanted to see an SD70 ACE in Train Sim World. Crash the train. No. Oh, I've gone over. No! Stop! Shah! I made a mistake, and I think did I almost crash into an ACS 64? No, I didn't. Where is that light coming from then? Ah, it's in front of me. That's cool, isn't it? The old and the new. Right, I've gone too far. Oops. That's the first mistake I've made. Somewhere in these streams I always make a mistake. Either overrunning or hitting the red signal or I don't know. Is that enough? No, still not enough. Yeah. Right, that should do it. Oh, where are we going to go now? Oh, we've got to put it back in its little siding with the other one. Because what Dovetail have done with the shunters, they've got 2 of them. So you do more services facing the front. So you've got 2 services facing the front and 2 services facing the back. So it's a good balance, isn't it? Right, let's hop in the cab for the last time. There's that ACS 64, it's a mannequin pretty much, just sits there and doesn't do anything 24/7. Right, here we go. Well, I enjoyed that. An evening of shunting. Like I said, I could do all day this shunting. Not just on North East Corridor, of course, but The other routes as well. No, nowhere near yet. What am I doing? Go back a bit more. Come on. No, is that close enough, surely? Yes. Look at that, all of it over the speed limit. Ah, never mind, we don't get a medal system anyway, so it doesn't matter. That took 1 hour and 22 minutes. That wasn't too bad. Right. Let's have a look at the chat, because that's all of a sudden been going like mad. Right, let's have a look. No. The F125 is similar to the MP36 PH3C. Ah, I see. Will W, hey, how are you? Just want the class 20. Yeah, the class 20. Do you mean the? I'm trying to think here. Yeah, for class 20. I know which one you mean. Yeah, I think the class 20 will be pretty good. Shane Jones' reality is often disappointing. Yes, well, I think everyone wishes virtual reality is better, isn't it? Because then everything just seems better then, isn't it? You don't have to worry about, well, anything in life. Will, I just got the SnowRunner and it's so fun. Yeah, SnowRunner, I saw a review on it on IGN and they gave it quite a bit of praise. It seems great fun. Basically, it's what you're driving versus the terrain, and it looks very interesting. I might get that when there's a discount on it. Jackson Payne, it seems never ending. Now, from what I've seen in the videos, it does seem never ending. Did we get SnowRunner for my birthday? At least I have Mudrunner. It would be cool if they add snowplows when you play winter service. Yeah, it would be cool, wouldn't it? Imagine that, having a snow, you know, like blocking the tracks, and you've got to have a train with a snowplow coming to clear it. That'd be quite cool. And speaking of weather, wouldn't it be cool to have thunder and lightning? I think that'd be really, really cool. Air traffic Dovetail needs to fix the core issues of the game before releasing new routes. I agree. Most Mauritian trains don't use plows, as far as I'm aware. I see. Duplicate, what country is the next route gonna be anyway? Oof, I don't know. Off the top of my head, it could be anything, but I think it should be the UK, the United Kingdom. But hey, you never know. 1 minute it could be, I don't know, maybe an add-on to the Canadian national route. Next minute it might be something in North Korea. So I have no idea. The SnowRunner is on discount now on Xbox. Oh no! Oh, Xbox. Ah. Oh, I'll have to wait for a PS4 for a PlayStation discount then. Never mind. Oh well, it'll be worth the wait, that's for sure. Right, let's carry on. What have we got? 7,810 action points. That's not too bad. I probably would get a hell of a lot more if I stuck to the speed limit. What's our next service? 4 o'clock. I ain't gonna wait that long. Let's head out, shall we? Just to end the stream. In front of the little beast here, the Amtrak 1000. I wonder why they call it the 1000 R. I wonder why. It's a cool name though. But there we go. That will conclude the stream. So yes, I'd just like to say thank you everyone for taking part. Hope you all enjoyed seeing the Amtrak SW1000R running around on Sunnyside Yard, putting a Northeast regional service together. If you want me to do another Amtrak SW1000R service in the future, then you know what to do. When this video gets uploaded to the live stream gets uploaded to YouTube, yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do another SW1000R service. So yes, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Oh yes, I forgot. I need to quick little update before we all disappear. There will be no stream this weekend, unfortunately. I've been called back into work to do some night shifts to cover someone, so I will not be available to do streaming for, well, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I'm afraid, so apologies if that disappoints you, but yeah, I'm afraid I need to work so I can get some money, so but yeah, that's the way it is. So but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this stream. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. So yes, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching, everyone. Keep safe, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care. Had to lie, so